Hello and welcome everyone. This is going to be an LCID short trade breakdown. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, so excuse me if I have any rust or a little hiccup every now and then. Just getting back into these breakdowns, and I'm going to try to have these as fluid as possible for you guys to obtain the most lessons from. And the format that I'm doing it now is, you can see this is a video, so this is a trade recording of one of my spare screens of the trade that we took today. So I'm gonna be able to pause it and point out prints and just take it play by play for us to really analyze and break down. So let's get into it. So gonna rewind some prints here. So 25 ask out the gate, right at the open, we have 25 ask above personality. We don't have the whole burst here. However, it was about 25 aspirins at 25, meaning they are above print personality, indicating that the market maker has the intentions to build, which means that they're looking to pull the stock back to acquire in order to make money to the long side. So now we're just looking for our number one short trade, which is the short based upon building prints. Now we're just looking for reaction prints, which we get right here. Those 0.91, kind of didn't get the whole prints on this video, but whatever. 0.91 reaction was above print personality, indicating that this person knows the stock is going to pull back. They know the 25 aspirins are controlling, and they are going to ride this stock to the short side. So that off-level position indicates time frame. For someone to come in this huge in terms of off-level, knows that this stock is going to pull back to 24.50 conservative, if not 24. And those 25 asks that we had themselves, those prints indicate a pullback to 24.50 conservative, if not more. So great reaction prints that indicate continuation of short-term 0.73. More great reaction prints that are above personality that show us we can get to 24.50 easily. 25, again, that level itself told us direction in terms of tells us overall direction. This off level helps us with timing. So overall, we know 25 needs to make money to the long side, but we know that it needs to build first, which means it needs to pull back, and these 0.91s confirm that, and they fit well together. So now we're just going to be looking for a short trade back to the downside, 24.50 conservative price target. Reaction was a key thing there. Now we're coming back up to 25 ask, more 25 ask. Well, now we have 25 ask 2 times, indicating building. We know 25 is a psychological level, which is a hard level to break and a hard level to hold. And we know that we get our largest pullbacks from those levels. So this is setting up very nicely for our number one short trade with more great reaction prints at 0.91. That same market maker that came in earlier came in again, heavy, to show that they know this thing is going to pull back. So we got a great reaction in terms of off-level sell. That tells us timing. The stock's going to pull back relatively soon. And then we got 25 ask, which is significantly large. That tells us it needs to pull back. So those two things fit well together in terms of the puzzle. We're looking for number one short trade. And as you can see, there's been no off-level buying in this above or below 25 to show that someone has, someone stands out that's going to make money to the long side. Not a single print has came in and showed that they're going to make money right now to the long side above 25. So knowing that, have a short trade order ready. So short ready, really looking about 24.86-ish. On a nice trigger, I'll take it down to 24.50 real conservative, and then we'll analyze the prints that come in closer to 24.50. But yes, this is our number one short trade. And then we know this stock, in terms of price targets and how much it needs to pull back, we know this stock's has had a better range or greater range than $1.46, right? Past, I don't know, 2 weeks, it's been about $2.50 a day. So knowing that, I know that for the stock to pull back 50 cents, it can do that very easily. I know I have it here in about 10-cent increments, but in reality, this stock should pull back 50 cents and has no problem pulling back 1/4 of its total range on average. So especially from that many prints, 50 cents is a very conservative pullback price target. So there was our trigger right here. Just need some follow through. And we know those print lines as well aren't the easiest to break through. So we need some selling through there, and we'd be mindful of that. But overall, we know our game plan in terms of price target. We have our reaction prints that tell us timing. Our risk to reward ratio is going to be about 10 to 15 cents to make 50 cents. So we have that back of our mind in terms of stop loss. We're just looking for our trigger, which is price action and volume to the downside to take that trade. And I jumped the gun here personally on this short trade here, but we ended up getting a perfect follow through trigger next bar, so ended up working out perfectly fine. So now we're in our trade short. We're at this print line, couple print lines here. No reason to get out. Still about 15 cents away from my price target. More of 20 at this point. So room to our price target. No real reason to get out. I haven't seen any buying that says that this thing's going to go back above 25. I'm not seeing any. I can't use those above the ask prints as anything. There's really nothing that indicates short-term buying to get in to make money over 25. So I know what the market maker told us. I know what the person at 0.91 reaction told us. So I'm just waiting for our price target at this point, and then I'm going to reevaluate from there. So as we proceed to 24.50, I kind of want to have some thought process and game plan in the back of my mind. So another possibility here is we come to 24.50, we don't print, and then we get some short-term off-level selling. We don't print any bids at 24.50. That's going to indicate to me that the building is going to be coming to an end if we start seeing that selling slow down and that 24.50 not hit on the bid side. So I understand that the trade is going to be limited to the downside if that's the case. Or we come to 24.50, we get huge bids above print personality, and then we get off-level selling above and below. That's going to indicate that we have more room for the stock to continue to build to the downside after a quick little pull-up. Or we come down to 24.50, don't get any selling, not really any more off-level selling, and we start to see the money flow switch to buying on the ask side. So we get ask at 24.50, off-level ask above and below. Then I'm going to scale out my short position and start looking for our number 4 short trade, because we know we have the buying above 25. It's just right now we're indicating and understanding how much of a pullback the market maker needs. We knew 24.50 was conservative based off the amount he printed at 25. So now at 24.50, we're going to analyze, okay, does this market maker want to pull back some more to build, or is it coming to an end for them to make money to the long side? Because we know they're heavy at 25. So we're just now we're looking for time frame. We're looking for market maker to tell us done building, on getting close to done building, or we still have more room to the downside, which is we're still building and we still have more room to build. So that's kind of a little quick lesson there. So about how number 1 short trade turns into a number 4 trade, how we need to analyze whether it has more room to the downside or the number 4 trade is coming. So we really need to dive into the money flow and the prints at the levels to really indicate what's next. So we bounced off 24.50, pretty much hit our price target here, but as you can see, we have 24.55 bids there with really no buying above to show that we're going to get a move back to the upside. So I'm not really worried here. We should have more room to hit 24.50 from the selling from that 0.55 bids. So not really worried here in terms of a trigger back to the upside. It could happen, but the money flow is indicating that's not high percentage trade to the upside. And the market maker is not built enough from the 25. So trigger to the upside is not a high percentage trigger at the current moment. So we're just kind of around this print line here. So we do understand that our number 1 short trades, the one we're in right now, do turn into a number 4. but we need to have the stock build the proper amount that the market maker told us for that to happen, and we need to see the off-level money flow change to buying and the prints under start change to buying, and that didn't happen in this case because we got 2450 bids. So what that indicates to us is this market maker has more intentions to the downside. So from these 2450 bids, this tells us that our new price target is going to be 24. However, I am going to expect a quick pull up from these 2450 bids, maybe to 2470-ish. So the bids definitely tell us we have more room to the downside. Now we're just looking at reaction and short-term selling above and below to see if we can continue see more of time frame. Because if we get some significant buying reaction to the 2450, this pull-up's going to be, it might be more than 20-30 cents, right? I don't want to give up that much profit, but if it's going to be mostly sell reaction, like that 0.40 there, that 0.40 I believe was bids. So if we get more like sell reaction, the likelihood of this pulling up a significant amount is real minimal. But as you can see, guys, how it fits all into one puzzle. The 25 aspirants that market maker told us they needed to pull back and build, which is our number one short trade. And then we had our short-term reaction 0.91 that fits with the 25 ask. That tells us that they're looking to pull back in the short term, and that's someone to follow as well. So we follow them to 2450, and at 2450 we got more bids. That indicates a lot more of a pullback, continuation of a pullback, price target of 24. But we have to be mindful that that can pull up really quickly before it makes a move back to the downside. So right now I'm expecting a quick pull up, even though it's just continuing down here. I'm going to expect a quick pull up, maybe back to 2450, consolidate a little bit, and then trigger back down. Or we can just get a bar here and hit at 24. That's perfectly fine case. But overall, even if we get a bar here to 24 and we get bids at 24, I'm still going to expect a pull up now because it's two levels without a pull up, 2450 and 24. So still going to expect a pull up, but this pull up is not going to be a pull up back up to 25. It's going to be a quick little pull up, 20 cents, and then it's going to be a trigger back down to the selling at 2450. Because that selling tells us that 24 is a price target for us. So 24, 25 bids there. More great selling. Shows we get to 24. Really no buying that stands out. That says, or no covering at all either, to show that we're going to go back up to 25. So we're in this trade now. We're up about 60-70 cents in this trade now. Gonna expect a quick pull up from the 2450 bids, even though it's below, and even though we have great selling, I'm still gonna expect a quick pull up from that, and then a continuation back down to 24. But yeah, guys, this is because we have to understand and have in the back of our mind that our number one short trades always turn into a number four trades. It's just a matter of time frame, right? And in this case, this is an extended pullback, and the selling on the way down is telling us that this pullback is going to be extended. And if this pullback was different money flow and maybe it was all on the buy side, then we'd be preparing for a number four long trade above 25. But did not play out in that case, and now we're still in our short, and it's been a continuation of off-level selling, and no buying has stepped in, so we're just in our trade. We have to pay attention to the off-level prints and to give us timing. We combine those with the prints at controlling level, and they'll give us overall direction. So once we have overall direction and timing prints, we have a high percentage trade there. In this case, it was all selling in terms of money flow to show that we had more room to the downside. And that's just essentially our number one short trade and how we analyze it at the next following level, see if we have more room, or we're going to turn into a number four trade. I can't emphasize how important it is to pay attention to the tape in terms of off level. That gives us such an indication of time frame and timing of when a trade is going to transfer to a number four, or it's going to have continuation to the downside. And we can put percentages to those based upon the flow that we see in terms of money. So is it ask? Are they accumulating? They're buying? If they're going to be buying a ton under here, that means that they're looking to make the money back to 25. If it's all sell under, that means they're just going to continue to pull it down lower and lower. You can't be in the mindset of, okay, 25 ask prints needs to pull back at 24, and then now we're at 24, I can take it back long. It doesn't work like that. You have to analyze and understand the flow and the selling in it and the prints at the following level to really truly get a grasp of when they're done building. You can't just take a chart pattern and say, oh, it already pulled back 50 cents. I know I have prints above. I'm going to take this trigger up and I'm going to take a number 4 trade. It does not work that way to a high percentage. I mean, it might work out sometimes because the ask eventually will make money, but that's not a way to trade. We need to really have the proper pullback, and we need to analyze the off level. So the off level needs to match the specific number of trade. So I hope that helps. I hope that lesson provided some insight. It might have not been the clearest because it's been quite some time since I've done one of these videos, but I appreciate you all for listening and tuning in. I'm going to let this trade play out about another 20 minutes for you guys to really see the outcome of this trade, but there's not much more to analyze and break down that I haven't broken down already. So I'm going to leave you guys to it. Definitely rewatch this if need be. Ask some traders exchange questions. Ask me some questions about off level, about timing, about prints at the level, controlling prints 1 through 4, triggers, price action, anything to do with this methodology. Shoot your question. I can help you formulate questions to send to Rich, and hope you enjoy. Take care, guys.